In this video we will see backpropagation. Backpropagation is actually a method to reduce the weight of time and weight that is resulted in a neural network, and by reducing the weight we will be very close to the output that we are desiring. So that is the basic principle of backpropagation. See now that in our network we have this weights, there are biases, there are inputs, and as a result we get an output. Okay. So now that the output of a network depends on the input, the weights, the inputs, the weights, and the bias. So we can't change the output or input. So the only thing that we can change in a neural network are the weights and the biases. So we can change the weights and the biases to get the desired output. So that is the essence of backpropagation. So this problem is one that we have solved in the previous video. If you haven't watched the video, please do watch it first. That is, we are calculating the output of the network, which is 0.520, and we are calculating the error 0.1152. We have calculated this in our previous video. So I am using this computation and this exactly same neural network to show the effect of backpropagation. Okay. So as I told, the output depends on the weights and biases and then the inputs. So we can't change the inputs to get the desired outputs. The only things that we can change are the weights and biases. So what do we need to do is we have to find the contribution of the weights and biases to the error, and we have to update the weights and biases according to that. That is the first duty. The first thing that we have to do is we have to find out the contribution of weights and biases in that error. So for doing that, mathematically we have to find the partial derivative of the error with respect to weights and biases. For example, if E is the error, we have to find the partial derivative of error with respect to weights in the hidden to output layer. I am using the notation HO to represent hidden to output. We have to calculate the contribution of the biases in the hidden to output layer in error. Similarly, if we have just two layers, we have to find the contribution of the weights in the input to hidden layer in the error, and we also have to find the contribution of the biases in the input to hidden layer in the error. So these four are the main quantities that we need to calculate. That is, we have to calculate the contribution of the weights and biases in the error. That is, when we say weight, the weight could be the weight between the hidden layer and the final layer, or the input layer and the hidden layer. So all this, the contribution of all these weights and the biases in the error must be calculated. So for that we need to take the partial derivative. So when we take the partial derivative, you know that see, when I say error is actually the expected value, that is y minus the value that we got, the predicted value y cap divided by 2 the whole square. This is the equation for error. So we know that there is no W or bias terms in the term for error. So we have to apply some chain rule. Chain rule in the sense that, see, this is the equation for error. Now the chain rule in the sense that error depends on the predicted value of output, right? So the predicted value of output comes from the weighted sum of inputs and outputs. Weighted sum of inputs and outputs and bias. So these values depends upon weights and biases, right? So what I was telling is we have to find the partial derivative of error with respect to weight and also bias. But the error term, which is the actual value of output minus the calculated or predicted value of output, the whole square divided by 2. This error term does not include weights or biases. So finding partial derivatives will be difficult. So we have to apply chain rule. The chain rule is that the output error depends on the predicted output. Predicted output depends on the weighted sum of inputs and then the bias. So this term depends upon weights and biases. So this is what we can do. We have to apply a chain rule to get the value. So taking the first rule first, that is dou E by dou H O. See the hidden to output layer weights about W3 and W4. For the time being, I am using the general notation WHO. Okay, the weight from hidden to output layer. So you know that the chain rule says that the error depends on y cap, the predicted value of output. Now the predicted value of output depends on, see, the predicted value of output comes from this value, sigmoid of z, right? So that depends on z. Now the value of z, the value of z came from the value of h1 and h2, right? So the value of z came from value of h1 and h2. So this is how this calculation goes. So as far as the final layer is considered, for finding the contribution of weights and the hidden final layer to the output, we have to take the partial derivative of error with respect to y cap. Now y cap with respect to z, and also z is determined by, so the value of z is obtained by this. I mean, it's the value of z is actually it's actually a sum of, it's actually weighted sum of inputs and biases, right? So the WH0 has a contribution here. So this is how we find the relationship. This is how we establish a relationship between error and weight. That is, error depends on calculated value of output. Calculated value of output depends upon the value of z. That is, the value of y cap just before applying sigmoid, and the value before applying sigmoid is directly the weighted sum of inputs and then the bias. So we have the weight term here. Now we can find the partial derivative, right? So we will do that. So error is actually, so we will do them one by one. So first we will see this term, that is the partial derivative of error with respect to y cap. So you know that error is y minus y cap the whole square divided by 2. Now y cap, okay. This is the partial derivative of this must be calculated. Now you know that on expanding this you will get y square plus y cap square minus 2 by y cap divided by y cap. This is found with respect to y cap, and you have the term 1 by 2 here. Now when you differentiate, you will get the value y cap minus y here. Okay, so y cap minus y is the result of the derivation. So you get the value of y cap minus y. That is, this term is y cap minus y. Now we will see the derivative of y cap, the derivative of y cap with respect to z. Okay, and that is dou y cap by dou z. We will see that partial derivation now. So you know that y cap is actually sigmoid of z, right? Because y cap is sigmoid of z. So sigmoid of z divided by z. See, the derivative of sigmoid of z with respect to z is sigmoid of z into 1 minus sigmoid of z. This is actually a pretty long derivation. If you are interested, you can see internet references. This is actually pretty long derivation. I am not showing it here. So the result of derivation of sigmoid of z with respect to z is anyway sigmoid of z into 1 minus sigmoid of z. 1 minus sigmoid of z. So you know that sigmoid of z is actually w y cap, and 1 minus into 1 minus y cap. That is 1 minus sigmoid of z is 1 minus y cap. So we got the second term also. Okay. Now we have to find the derivation, partial derivative of z with respect to weight. So you know that z is nothing but the weighted sum of inputs, right? That is Z is obtained by the weights in the hidden layer neurons into this Z1, right? The value of Z1 into weights in the hidden to output layer plus the bias values, right? So that is how we find the biases in the hidden to output layer, and this derivation is found with respect to WHO, and you know that the output is Z. When we apply derivation, the result will be ZY. So you got all the three parameters that you require. That is, this term is actually y cap minus y, and the second term is y cap into 1 minus y cap, and the third term is Z1. So we got the values of all these three components in the chain rule. So similarly, you have to find it for bias. Okay. So when it comes to bias, you should know that this quantity will be the bias instead. Okay, isn't it? That is, for when we calculate this for bias, this quantity, this quantity will be, that is, error depends on final output, predicted value. Predicted value of output depends on the output value before applying sigmoid. The output before applying sigmoid function depends on the weights and biases. So when we were speaking of weights, we took the term weight here. When we are dealing with biases, we will take the term biases here. So these two parameters remains the same, right? Dou E by dou y cap is same, and dou y cap by dou z is the same. The only parameter which changes is, instead of weight, we have to take the bias here. So bias. So when we take the partial derivative with respect to bias, we will just get the value 1 here, right? So that's the only difference. All the other components are same. So we will write down the result for that too. That is for dou E by dou dH0. The output is this very same thing, but in the last time we just got 1 instead of Z1. So the value is y cap minus y into y cap of 1 minus y cap into Z. Instead of Z1, we just got 1 when we applied biases. So that is the value for, that is the derivative of, partial derivative of error with respect to weights and biases in the hidden to output layer. Of this derivation clear. Now we have to take this forward to get it. Now, if we get this value, we can update the weights directly here. See, the new value of W3, the W3 new, that is, this is a hidden to output layer weight, isn't it? Will be W3 old, the new value minus some learning rate. There is a parameter learning rate, it's a hyperparameter. You can choose any value for alpha, but the typical value that we are choosing is 0.01. So 0.01 into dou E by dou H0, that is the derivative of error with respect to weight. Now the new value, similarly for W4 new also the very same calculation, and for bias also, that is B3, right? Yeah, B3 new is equal to B3 old minus the learning rate 0.01 into then dou E by dou BH0. So this is how we calculate the new value for W3, W4 and bias and the final layer. So hope this derivation is clear. Now we have to get the value for weights in the input to hidden, and then the input to hidden layer, the value for weights and biases. Okay. So we will use this very same concept. That is, in case of input and hidden layer, we just have to take these rules one step backward. That's it. No other differences. We need to know how we can update the weights in the input to hidden layer. Input to hidden layer weights and the biases must be updated, and for that also we can use this very same strategy. That is, that to get the contribution of the input to hidden layer weights and the output, or in the output error, what you have to do is you have to calculate the contribution of predicted output in the error. Then the predicted output is influenced or depended by the value of z. Now the value of z is dependent by value of z1 and value of z2. Definitely I am taking just one. Now the value of z1 is determined by the value of h1, right? Value of h1 and h2 too, yeah. So value of h1 is determined by the input to hidden layer weight. So similarly for biases, the only difference is instead of weight, you have to write it down for biases. Okay. So the first two parameters are something that we already know. We haven't made any changes to that. So the next thing is dou z2 by dou z1. See z2 z divided by z1. So you know that z is actually a weighted sum of the z1 values, right? So who into z1 plus bho divided by z1 is how we obtain z. Because the value of z is the weighted sum of the z's, right? So who is the result here. Now we have to find dou z1 divided by dou h1, and you know that the value of z1 is obtained by taking sigmoid of h1, right? That is, the value of z1 is obtained by taking sigmoid of h1. So it is sigmoid of h1 divided by h1. So you know that as I have already told you, the sigmoid of derivative of sigmoid of h1 with respect to h1 is sigmoid of h1 into 1 minus sigmoid of h1. So sigmoid of h1 is nothing but z1. So z1 into 1 minus z1 is the value that we are getting here. So now we have to find the final component. If it is weight, that is dou h1 divided by dou wih. If it is bias, dou h1 divided by dou bih. Same thing as we have done for the final layer. So you know that this h value is actually the weighted sum of inputs, right? That is wih into, let x be the input vector, x plus bih divided by wih if it is by weight. So you know that the partial derivative is this x. If it is bias, that is dou h1 divided by dou bih. You know that when we take the derivative of this with respect to bias, you will get the value 1, which is the coefficient of bih here. So we will get the value 1. Now we have the value for all the parameters. Now we will write down the equations. Okay. So since we have value for all the parameters, we will write down the equation. For weight updates in the input to hidden layer, this parameter is actually y cap minus y, and the second parameter is actually y cap into 1 minus y cap, and this parameter is actually who. We have found it a few minutes earlier. Now this parameter is actually z1 into 1 minus z1. Now this parameter is actually x. When it is weight, that is dou e by dou bih, you know that the only difference is for the last term, that is instead of x it was 1 y cap minus y into y cap into 1 minus y cap into who into z1 into 1 minus z1. So this was for the bias and the final layer. And for, as you remember, the weight update equation is very same for weight updates. See, I will summarize all the equations now. For dou error with respect to weights in the input to hidden layer, this is equation, this is also input to hidden layer. Now I am summarizing all the 4 equations, that is error with respect to weights in the hidden to output layer is the first 2 parameters, right? That is y cap minus y into y cap into 1 minus y cap into who, right? for dou E by dou BHO, that is y cap minus y into y cap into 1 minus y cap. So these are the four equations no, it is not WHO, it is Z1, right? So these are the four equations for weight updates. This is in the hidden to output layer and this is in the input to hidden layer. All these equations are almost the same. Hope the process is clear. Now I will show you how we can change the weight update equation is also the same. That is new weight is equal to old weight minus alpha into the derivative of error with respect to weight. Okay. So I'll take this network as an example and show you how this change in weights are done. Okay. So this is the equation for error. Error has already been calculated. So this is clear. 0.1152 is the error in the network at the moment. Now what you have to do is you have to update W3 and W4 first. Okay, and then W4, W3 and B3. These are the weights and biases in the final layer. Okay, so you know that by W3, by going by the equations that we had earlier, it is Z1 into y minus y cap into y cap into 1 minus y cap. The same equations that we have got earlier. Yeah. So you get the value and simply copying the values from the 0.750 into 0.520 into 1 minus 0.520. Hope you can follow me. I am simply copying the equations from the into 0.520 minus 1. Okay. So you will get the value. If you calculate this, you will get the value minus 0.0898. So this is the value that you are getting. So W3 new value of W3 is old value of W3, which is 0.4 minus alpha. I am taking alpha as 0.01 because that is a typical value for alpha into minus 0.0898. So when you do this, you will get a new value of W3 as 0.399. Okay, 0.399. So similarly for W4, dou E by dou W4 as the value of Z1 has changed. It is Z2 now, right? So you will get the value. Instead of Z1, you have to take the value of Z2 because W2 has Z2 attached, isn't it? So you have to take the value of Z2 for finding W2 and you will get the value. That is 0.2 plus 0.9088 into minus 0.1198 into 0.01 and you will get the value 0.1989. Similarly for bias also you have to do this and you will get the new value of B3 as the old value of B3, that is minus 0.4 plus doing the computations you will get 0.01 into minus 0.1198 which is minus 0.3988. Okay. So this is how I hope the weight update for W3 is clear. For W4 instead of Z1 you have to write the value of Z2, that is the 0.817. This value must be substituted and rest of the computations are same. So now you can update the value, that is here. Now you can update the value for, the Z2 is 0.9088, that value must be substituted and you can update the value for W4 also. You can find the new value of W4 as the old value of W4 plus this weight update value. So you get the new value for W4. Similarly, you can do that for B3 also. Okay. Hope that is clear. Now you can do the very same for updating weights in the input to hidden layer. For updating weights in the input to hidden layer, that is W11, W12, W21, W22 and input to hidden layer weights and biases. For that you have to update the weights on the input to hidden layer, that is W11, W12, W21 and W22. So I will show you just one example, that is the change of error with respect to W11. I am showing it only for W11. So it is y cap minus y cap minus y into y cap into 1 minus y cap into WHO into z1 into 1 minus z1 into x1. Okay, so y cap minus y is 0.520 minus 1, y cap is 0.520, 1 minus y cap is 1 minus 0.520 and WHO. So the hidden to output layer weight, which is for W11 the corresponding hidden to output layer weight is W3. So the old new value of W3 must be considered, which is 0.399. Now Z1, the value of Z1 for W11 is 0.750. So 0.750 into 1 minus 0.750 and the input that is acting upon W11 is 0. So 0. So the whole value becomes 0. That is for W11 there is no weight update. Okay, the weight updates of W11 doesn't change. In this context I will show you W222. So dou E by dou W22. Okay. So for W22 y cap minus y is 0.520 minus 1 itself. Now y cap is 0.520. Now 1 minus y cap is 1 minus 0.520. Now WHO. For W22 the output to hidden to output layer weight is W4. The value which is 0.199. Now the value of Z is Z2, which is 0.9088. 0.9088 into 1 minus 0.9088 into the input is 1. So that value must be computed to get the weight update of W22 and you will get the value of weight update value for W22 and this value can be added to the existing value of W22, that is W22 old value of W22 minus 0.01 into now the value that you will just get here. Okay. So now since the new values of all, then once you get all the values of weights and biases for the network, that is when you complete getting W11, W12, W21, W22, B1, B2, B3, B4, B3, W3 and W2, you can just do this process once again and you will get a different output. This time this output value will be greater than 0.520 and it will be closer to 1. And after doing it repeatedly for many times, you will get a value which is very closer to 1 and this error will be very small. So when you are satisfied with the value of error, when you are okay with the value of error, you can stop the process. And this is how you do back propagation. Hope this is clear. Thank you.